Aerodynamic limit in automobile simply means the upward force generated by air flowing over the vehicle's body. So we know a moving body will be opposed by a stream of air. So simply it is the upward force generated in that moving body which cause in effect which would lift that automobile or whatever body in motion. This phenomenon is influenced by the shape, design and speed of the car. Okay, it really depends on the lift of an automobile. Really depends on its shape and its design and speed at which it's moving. When the lift is desirable, uh, is for a flight is usually for aircraft now, because it is very important factor for aircraft lift. Okay, and is very much applicable to aircraft, and it is generally undesirable in automobile because it reduces tire traction and stability. So it's usually it doesn't function in aeroplane, but rather for automobile you have to reduce lift in order to move faster. So basically, simply it is an upward force generated due to the movement of that stream of air. You have to reduce it in automobile. So the various factors which is affecting the aerodynamic lift are: first one is a vehicle shape. Shape is really important factor. What type of shape does a car or automobile possess, whether it is flat, boxy design or whatever it is. So car with flat and boxy design tend to produce more lift because air flow unevenly over the surface and creating low pressures on the top. So generally the one with having flat area will create a region of low pressure at the top surface. So obviously the other end of the automobile will be having high pressure. I mean beneath the body will be high pressure. So high pressure to low pressure, it will eventually cause the lifting of that automobile. So car with the flat or boxy design is not suitable because it increases lift. Similarly, streamlined aerodynamic shapes are designed to minimize lift by allowing air to flow smoothly over the body. But we already, if you can observe, you can see sports car. It was basically built in aerodynamic structure in order to smooth flow of air. So it won't cause any lift because it would counteract the effect of the lift force on that body. So vehicle shape is the first important factor to cause lift. Second is speed. So lift increases with speed. It is directly proportional to speed. So what really happens is the pressure difference between the top and bottom of the vehicle become more pronounced. Okay, but when speed increases, you know, according to Bernoulli's principle, the velocity of air at the top of the body will be higher, so pressure will be low compared to beneath the surface, or I mean under the body of the automobile. So it will create a pressure difference and eventually cause lift. Next factor is ground clearance. So high ground clearance allow more air to flow underneath the vehicle, often increasing lift. So you should reduce the ground clearance. Okay, should be less area or less space between the uh, under body of the vehicle and the ground surface. Okay, high ground clearance allow more air to move under the body. So you shouldn't allow, in order to reduce lift, the ground clearance should be lower. Okay, it's the third factor. And the final and general factor is aerodynamic feature. Spoilers, wings, and diffusers are used to counteract lift by redirecting airflow and creating downward force. So aerodynamic features, these are additional fittings, spoilers, and diffusers. It would do just the opposite of lift or negative lift. It would counteract the lift effect. Okay, these are the four factors which influence the aerodynamic lift in an automobile. And the final point is, okay, what really caused this? How does this lift affect on the automobile? The first one is reduced traction. So what is traction? Simply the contact between the body's tire and the surface it is moving. So lift reduce the downward force, right? It reduces the weight on tire. So it decreases grip and making the vehicle harder to control. So we will be having less control of the vehicle because uh, the symbol means the vehicle is simply not would be the tire won't be fully on the surface of the road due to increase in lift. So it would decrease or reduce traction. It would decrease traction. Okay. uh, Next is instability. Excessive lifts can make a car feel floaty or unstable, especially high speed or during Okay, that's we already know the body having lift. Of course, it is unstable. Next is increase braking distance, reduce tire contact. Okay, as it already reduced traction due to the increasing slip force, uh, reduce tire contact. It could take longer distance not to brake due to less contact. So you can't stop the vehicle suddenly due to less contact between the tire and the road surface. So these are the three main effect of automobile lift. Okay, so these are the after effect of the lift on a automobile.